Do you ever feel like you're invisible, even when you're giving it your all? Like you're constantly trying to impress or get noticed, but nothing seems to stick? You're not alone. We've all been there, trying to fill a space with energy, making sure everyone sees what we're worth, yet still feeling like we're just not enough. But here's the harsh truth. The more you chase attention, the more it slips away. What if I told you that true attraction, real power, and unwavering confidence aren't built on noise, tricks, or constant validation? Instead, they come from something much deeper, a quiet, unshakable inner strength that demands respect without saying a word. The Stoics taught us that the key to lasting influence and mental fortitude lies within the power of our own mind, body, and actions. They didn't chase after fame or approval. They focused on becoming the best versions of themselves, calm, collected, and aligned. If you're ready to step into your power and break free from the need for constant validation, consider subscribing. It's about making a commitment to your own growth, your own strength. Together, we can build something stronger than fleeting attention. We can build a life of lasting value. Command your body. Posture is power. The first impression you make is often determined by the way you carry yourself. It's not just about the clothes you wear or the words you say. It's about how you present your body. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you walk into a room slouched, hunched over, or looking like you're just waiting for permission to take up space, people won't respect you. They won't even know why, but they'll feel it. Your posture speaks louder than your words ever will. It's a reflection of your internal state, your confidence, and your belief in your own worth. If you're shrinking away, hiding, or avoiding eye contact, that's the message you're sending out. I don't belong here. But when you stand tall, shoulders back, chest open, spine straight, you're telling the world that you are unshakable, that you have nothing to prove. This is not about trying to look good. It's about commanding respect and owning the space you occupy. Imagine walking into a room with your head held high, your posture aligned, and your eyes steady. How would it feel to own that room? Not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you genuinely belong. This is about confidence that comes from within, not from external validation. When you stand tall, you send a message to yourself and the world. I am worthy. You're not waiting for approval. You've already given it to yourself. It's a subtle shift, but it makes a world of difference in how you feel and how others perceive you. When you align your body with the strength you want to embody, you will naturally start to feel more powerful, more capable, and more respected. Your body doesn't just reflect how you feel, it influences it. When you stand tall, your mind follows. It's not just about looking the part, it's about becoming the part. But here's the thing, this kind of posture isn't something you can fake. It's not about standing rigidly or trying to appear like someone you're not. It's about training your body to become the embodiment of inner strength. And just like any other habit, it takes practice. When you train your posture, you're essentially training your mind. Every time you consciously stand tall, every time you align your body in a powerful way, you're rewiring your brain to think, feel, and act with confidence. Over time, standing tall will become your default. Your body will naturally reflect the confidence you've built within yourself, and as you keep practicing, it becomes effortless. Your body starts to act as a reminder of your inner strength. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what if I don't feel confident? How can I stand tall when I don't feel that way inside? And here's the answer. That's the power of body language. You don't need to feel confident to act confidently. When you start with your posture, you begin to feel the confidence build inside you. It's like a feedback loop. Your body reflects strength, and your mind starts to believe in that strength. You might not feel like the strongest person in the room, but when you stand tall, you start to shift your internal narrative. Your mind begins to align with the body you're presenting to the world. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. When you adopt powerful posture, you begin to see the impact on how others treat you. People start to respect your presence, not because you're trying to force it, but because your energy becomes undeniable. You stop seeking validation from others, and instead you create an environment where respect is given to you because of the energy you radiate. Your body and mind are working in harmony, and that's when real power shows up. You'll find that people start listening to you more closely, your opinions are taken more seriously, and you stop being overlooked. Not because you've changed who you are, but because you've aligned your body with the confidence that's always been there. You see, it's not just about looking good, it's about commanding the energy you want to project into the world. Posture is a reflection of your inner state, and when you align the two, you become someone who doesn't need to ask for respect. They simply demand it. And here's the secret: you don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to shout for attention. When you stand tall, hold eye contact, and radiate inner confidence, people will naturally be drawn to you. They'll respect you, not because of how loud you are, but because your presence is steady, grounded, and undeniable. It's easy to feel invisible, especially in a world where everyone is trying to be seen. But the truth is, you don't have to fight for attention. When you claim your own space, when you stand like someone who knows their worth, the world begins to notice. And that's because posture is power. It's the unspoken message you send to the world, telling everyone that you're not here to be overlooked. You're here to be seen, heard, and respected. And the best part, you don't need to ask for it. Your body will do the work for you. It all starts with how you choose to carry yourself. So today, make the choice to stand tall. Train your posture until it becomes effortless. Let your body reflect the strength you already possess inside, and watch how the world begins to respond to you differently. You own your space because you believe you do, and that belief will make all the difference. Clean your speech. Less is more. Have you ever noticed how some people's words seem to carry weight, while others can't stop talking and still say nothing? It's fascinating, isn't it? You can talk for hours, but if your words lack purpose, if they're scattered or empty, no one truly listens. But then there are those who barely speak, and yet, when they do, you hang on every word. The difference? It's not in how much they say, it's in how much their words matter. Clean speech is about saying less, but meaning more. It's not about filling every silence with words, trying to get attention, or seeking approval from others. It's about the power of silence and the strength it takes to only speak when you have something of value to share. You've probably been in a situation where someone is speaking, but you can't help but notice that every word seems to be a reaction to the silence, a desperate attempt to not let it hang in the air. Filling the silence is a sign of insecurity. People who are comfortable in themselves know that they don't need to speak just to be heard. They choose their words carefully, and when they speak, you can feel it. Every word lands, every sentence has a purpose, and their presence is stronger because of it. This doesn't mean you should never speak, but it means you should learn to speak with intent. And that starts by checking your own motives before you say something. Ask yourself, is it true? Is it useful? Is it necessary? If the answer is no to any of these, then maybe it's best to stay quiet. By cleaning up your speech, you also begin to clean up how you speak to yourself. How many times do we insult ourselves in our minds? Maybe it's calling ourselves lazy, unlucky, or not good enough. And we think it's no big deal, it's just a passing thought. But the words you tell yourself are shaping your reality. If you constantly tell yourself you're weak, guess what happens? You start acting weak. If you call yourself lazy, you'll find yourself procrastinating. Your internal dialogue creates your external reality, so it's essential to change how you speak to yourself. Speak like someone who believes in their own potential, and you'll find that others will treat you differently. People can feel when you're confident in who you are. Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." And this applies not just to your actions, but to your words. What you speak, especially how you speak to yourself, becomes your truth. When you stop cluttering your language with meaningless chatter, your words take on power. You begin to speak with conviction, and suddenly the world listens. You stop seeking approval in your words, and instead let your actions back up what you say. This shift in how you use language is not just about speaking less, it's about speaking with intention. It's also about giving people space to listen. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone talks non-stop and you barely get a chance to speak? It can be exhausting. When you talk too much, you're not leaving room for others to engage with you. By cleaning your speech, you're also learning to listen, and listening is power. It's not about waiting for your turn to talk. It's about truly receiving the words of others. When you listen more than you speak, you show that you value others' input, and this, in turn, makes people value your words even more when you choose to speak. Silence isn't empty, it's full of potential. In the silence, you gather your thoughts, you give space to others, and when it's your turn to speak, you do so with purpose. But let's take this a step further. Have you ever caught yourself using negative language when describing your own life? Maybe it's something as simple as calling yourself a failure after a mistake, or saying, "I'm not good enough." These kinds of self-deprecating words aren't just harmless, they're poisonous. They feed your subconscious mind, and over time, your body will begin to act in accordance with what you tell it. If you say you're not worthy, your behavior will start to reflect that belief. If you speak about yourself as if you are weak, you will find yourself making decisions from a place of weakness. The words you speak to yourself are shaping your identity, so be careful with the language you use. Instead of calling yourself lazy or unlucky, shift the language to empowerment. Say, "I am capable," "I am strong," or "I am learning." These words will not only make you feel better, they will change how you show up in the world. So, what do you do now? Start with small shifts. Pay attention to how often you speak negatively about yourself. Catch those thoughts and replace them with affirmations of strength. Begin practicing the art of silence, and when you speak, make sure your words land with intention. When you stop seeking validation in your words, you'll find that others start respecting you for the depth of your character, not for how much you talk. This practice isn't just about improving your conversations with others. It's about creating an inner strength that others can feel. And as you continue to practice clean speech, you'll realize that you're not just changing the way others see you, you're also changing the way you see yourself. And when you see yourself as worthy, capable, and powerful, your world will reflect that truth. Remember, every word you speak is a reflection of the person you are becoming. Speak with intention and let your silence carry the strength you want the world to feel. Choose discomfort, growth. Happens outside your comfort zone. We've all been there, lying in bed, the warm comfort of blankets pulling us in, and the thought of getting up feels almost impossible. The temptation to stay comfortable is strong. We tell ourselves, "Just 5 more minutes," or "I'll do it tomorrow." But here's the thing, growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. If you want to build real mental strength, you have to learn to embrace discomfort, not avoid it. Every time you choose the easy route, you're reinforcing a habit of weakness. The truth is, discomfort is the very thing that pushes you toward growth, strength, and resilience. It's the moments when you don't want to get up, when you don't feel like doing the hard work. That's when your mind and body are growing the most. Think about it for a second. Every time you avoid discomfort, you're letting your excuses control you. But the moment you choose discomfort, you're telling yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. It's not about running toward pain for the sake of pain, but understanding that mental strength is built in these moments of discomfort. You've heard the saying, "No pain, no gain." But it's not just physical pain we're talking about. It's the discomfort of pushing past your limits, of breaking free from the patterns that keep you stagnant. Take a cold shower, skip a meal to practice self-discipline, or push yourself to exercise even when the thought of it feels exhausting. It's not about making life harder for the sake of it. It's about training your mind to be resilient in the face of discomfort. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you're teaching yourself that you can handle more than you thought you could. Becoming the person you want to be requires pushing through discomfort. It's about breaking free from the mental barriers that tell you to stay comfortable, to stay safe. True growth only happens when we challenge ourselves, and that often comes with a dose of discomfort. When you choose the hard path, you develop the mental resilience that will serve you in every area of life. It's easy to stay in the safe zone, but when you do, you're stagnating. It's only when you force yourself to step into discomfort that you begin to unlock the version of yourself that's capable of handling life's real challenges. You might be thinking, but why would I choose discomfort when I could just stay comfortable? And that's the exact point. It's the discomfort that makes you strong. When you make yourself do what you don't want to do, you're teaching your mind that you're in control, not your feelings. Every time you face discomfort head-on, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more. You begin to understand that your limits aren't as real as you once thought. The discomfort you face today becomes the strength you rely on tomorrow. The more you practice this, the more you'll notice how your capacity to handle challenges increases. But this isn't just about the small discomforts. It's also about the bigger challenges in life. The more you train your mind to face discomfort in the small things, the more you'll be able to handle the larger struggles that come your way. You'll learn that when things get tough, you don't back down, you stand your ground. This practice of stepping into discomfort is like building a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. And as you get stronger, you begin to realize that the things you once thought were hard become easier. You're training yourself to become the person you need to be to face any obstacle. It's easy to avoid discomfort. It's easy to sit back, take the easy route, and avoid what makes us uncomfortable. But if you want to be someone who's mentally strong, someone who can face life's difficulties with confidence and resilience, you have to choose discomfort every time it presents itself. Start small. Maybe it's a cold shower or a difficult workout. Over time, you'll find that these small acts of discomfort start to build something bigger within you, a foundation of mental strength, and that strength will become your greatest asset. As you push yourself in the small areas of life, you'll realize that the bigger challenges become manageable, even predictable. So next time you feel the urge to stay in your comfort zone, remember this: comfort is your enemy. The moments when you don't want to push through, when you don't feel like getting up, are the exact moments that define who you're becoming. Every step you take outside of comfort is a step toward becoming the strongest, most resilient version of yourself. And once you realize this, it becomes less about the discomfort itself and more about the person you're becoming through it. Embrace discomfort, and you'll find that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. Master your attention. What you focus on expands. Do you ever feel like your mind is constantly bouncing from one thing to the next? Like you can't hold on to one thought long enough before something else takes over? That scattered feeling is more than just annoying, it's draining. It's like you're leaking energy everywhere, and instead of feeling powerful, you end up feeling exhausted. You're spread thin, pulled in 1,000 directions, and at the end of the day, you wonder where all your focus went. The truth is, your attention is your life. What you focus on becomes your reality. When you let your mind wander, when you give in to distractions, you lose control of your own energy. And when your energy is scattered, so is your life. The world we live in today is built to pull us in 1,000,000 directions at once. Social media notifications, emails, endless scrolling. It's like the world is constantly screaming for our attention. But here's the problem. Every time we give in to that chaos, we're giving away our power. You can't expect to build mental strength when your attention is being hijacked every second. Instead of being focused, you're reacting to everything around you. That's the difference between living intentionally and living by default. So, what does it mean to really take control of your focus? It starts with reducing the noise around you. It's about taking a step back and saying, I'm not going to let the world dictate where my energy goes today. Training your attention isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Instead of jumping from one distraction to the next, you begin to make conscious decisions about where to place your energy. Think about it. When was the last time you did something without feeling the need to check your phone or think about the next thing? When you're eating, do you really eat? Or are you scrolling through your feed? When you're talking to someone, are you really listening, or is your mind already elsewhere? Mastering your attention means being fully present in the moment. It's about reclaiming that energy that's been leaking out everywhere. And here's the beauty of it. When you can focus on one thing at a time, you'll find that your presence becomes magnetic. It's not just about getting things done more efficiently, it's about becoming someone who others want to be around. When you can give someone your undivided attention, when they can see that you're fully engaged with them, that's when you start to truly connect. You become someone who's grounded, who isn't distracted by every little thing that comes their way. This kind of focus, this kind of presence, doesn't just help you get ahead, it makes you someone who stands out in a world full of scattered minds. People notice when you're present, when you're really listening, when you're not rushing to fill silence with noise. This isn't just a productivity hack, it's a lifestyle shift. It's about building a mind that's as steady as your posture. The more you train your attention, the more you realize how powerful it is. The world might be constantly pulling at you, but when you learn to focus, you become a force. You begin to make decisions based on what truly matters, not what's pulling you in all directions. Every time you choose to focus on something important, whether it's work, a conversation, or even just yourself, you are actively creating your reality. The first step in this journey is simple. Slow down. Notice when your attention starts to drift and gently bring it back. Practice single tasking. When you're eating, just eat. When you're talking, just talk. Don't worry about what's happening on your phone or in the world around you. You might be surprised at how powerful it feels to simply be present. It's like reclaiming lost energy. And when you start to build this habit, something shifts in you. You no longer feel like a victim to your distractions. You become the master of your focus. And once you take control of your attention, you'll see how everything else falls into place. The scattered chaos in your mind begins to settle, and you start showing up in the world as the focused, powerful person you've always wanted to be. Remember, focus is magnetic. The more you train it, the more others will feel it. And as you continue to sharpen your attention, you'll find that not only do you become more productive, but you also become more present in your relationships, in your work, and in your own life. So, start small. Each day, make a conscious effort to be present with whatever you're doing. Eliminate distractions one by one. Train your mind to stay where it matters. And soon, you'll see that the more focused you are, the more power you have. The scattered energy will be gone, and you'll be left with a steady, grounded presence that can't help but attract the right people and opportunities into your life. Strengthen your body. Mental strength begins with physical discipline. There's a powerful truth that many people overlook. Mental strength and physical strength are inseparable. You can't separate the two. If your body is weak, your mind will follow suit, especially when life challenges you. We all like to think that when the pressure is on, we'll rise to the occasion. But here's the reality. You don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training. So, if you've been neglecting your physical health or avoiding challenges, don't be surprised when your mind falters in moments of pressure. The way you train your body directly impacts how you handle adversity in life. This isn't just a matter of lifting weights. It's about building resilience. It's about creating a body that can endure and a mind that's calm under pressure. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." If you avoid physical discomfort, if you shy away from building your body, you're making life harder for yourself when it truly matters. Physical training isn't just about looking good in the mirror or impressing people. It's about creating a foundation of strength that holds you steady in every area of your life. Your body is the vessel for your mind, and if you neglect it, you're robbing yourself of the full potential you're capable of. When you build your physical strength, you're also building mental resilience. Every push-up, every rep, every mile you run, it's not just your muscles growing, it's your willpower getting stronger. Your physical challenges teach you how to stay calm in stressful situations, how to stay grounded when everything around you feels chaotic. It's easy to talk about discipline, but true discipline comes from living it, from making it a daily habit. If you want a mind that doesn't break under pressure, you need to start with your body. Every workout, every challenge is a chance to sharpen your willpower. But here's the catch. It's not about instant results. It's about slow, steady progress. The kind of progress that builds mental toughness over time. This is where most people go wrong. They expect quick results. They want to see changes immediately. But the real strength, both mental and physical, is built through consistent, controlled effort over time. The discomfort you feel during a tough workout or the burn you feel after a long run is teaching you how to stay composed under pressure. And those lessons transfer to every area of your life, from your career to your relationships. When you train your body, you're setting the tone for how you approach challenges. Your body is not just a machine, it's the training ground for your mind. It's where you learn patience, control, and perseverance. It's easy to stay comfortable, to sit back and avoid physical challenges. But every time you shy away from discomfort, you're letting your mind become weaker. When you push yourself physically, you're building the foundation for a mind that won't crumble when life gets tough. And when you face mental obstacles, whether it's stress, self-doubt, or external pressure, you'll have the strength to stand firm because you've trained yourself to do just that, stand firm. The point is not to push your body to its limits every single day, but to approach physical training with the same mindset you need in life. Consistent, controlled effort. Don't rush the process. Instead, take each day as an opportunity to become stronger, both in your body and in your mind. Train with purpose, not for the superficial gains, but for the long-term benefits that will carry you through every challenge life throws at you. Whether you're lifting weights, running, doing yoga, or just taking a long walk, every moment of physical exertion is an opportunity to train your mind to be as strong as your body. The more you focus on building your physical strength, the more you'll notice how your mental strength follows suit. You don't need to become a fitness guru to benefit from this. You don't need to be lifting massive weights or running marathons. What matters is consistency, the act of showing up, of pushing yourself just a little bit further each time, whether it's holding a plank for another 5 seconds or running an extra lap. Those small moments of discipline add up over time, and before you know it, you'll have a body that supports your mind and a mind that supports your body. And when the inevitable challenges come, you'll face them with a strength that's built from the inside out. It's easy to forget that the mind and body are one unit. What happens to one affects the other. When you neglect your body, your mind suffers. But when you take the time to care for and challenge your physical self, you're giving your mind the tools it needs to stay resilient. This isn't just about building muscle or losing weight. It's about building character, about showing up for yourself every day, no matter how difficult it is. Each time you push through physical discomfort, you're proving to yourself that you can handle whatever life throws at you. And that mental strength will stay with you long after the workout is over, helping you navigate life with greater resilience, confidence, and calm. As you continue to train your body, you'll notice that physical discipline begins to shape your entire approach to life. You'll start approaching challenges not with fear or avoidance, but with the understanding that the discomfort you feel is the very thing that makes you stronger. Every moment of physical discomfort becomes an opportunity to build mental resilience. And when you look back, you'll realize that the strength you've built in your body has given you the ability to handle life's pressures with grace and confidence. So start today. Commit to your physical training, not to impress others, but to build a foundation of strength that will serve you in all aspects of your life. Your mind will thank you for it. Live with virtue. Your integrity is your true strength. Virtue is often one of those qualities we know we should strive for, but it's easy to overlook. We talk about discipline, confidence, and presence, but without virtue, none of these things truly matter. You could have the best posture, the most confident speech, and the sharpest focus, but if you don't live with integrity, all of that will ring hollow. People may notice your strength, but without virtue, they won't respect it. And that's the key. True strength is built on a foundation of virtue. Strength without it becomes arrogance, and attraction without it becomes manipulation. In a world that is full of noise and distraction, virtue is the quiet force that commands respect. It's not flashy, but it's what makes you a person who stands tall, not just in front of others, but in front of yourself as well. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And that's exactly what living with virtue allows you to do. It's about becoming who you are meant to be, not just someone who plays by the rules to gain approval, but someone who acts according to their deepest values. When you live in alignment with your integrity, your actions start to match your words. You stop pretending and you start living authentically. The more you hold yourself to your own standard, the more you'll respect yourself, and that respect will radiate outward. Your words will carry weight, and your actions will feel solid because they're based on a foundation of trust in yourself. You'll stop seeking validation from others and start living from a place of internal alignment. Living with integrity doesn't mean being perfect. It means being honest and consistent, even in the small moments. The truth is, it's easy to say the right things when the stakes are high, but virtue is built in the small, everyday choices. It's keeping promises, even when they seem insignificant. It's following through on commitments, even when it's inconvenient. It's doing the right thing when no one is watching, simply because you respect yourself and the person you're becoming. These small acts add up over time and begin to shape your character. And when your character is rooted in integrity, it becomes a magnet for respect. People are drawn to you because they can feel that your presence is authentic. They can sense that what you see is what you get. And in a world full of distractions and dishonesty, that's rare. There's a reason why integrity is often described as an inner strength. It's something that starts deep inside and builds over time. It's easy to get lost in the noise of the world, to chase after approval or manipulate situations for personal gain. But true strength doesn't need to manipulate. It doesn't need to control or dominate. It simply stands. It speaks through your actions, through your consistency, and through your ability to stay true to yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Living with virtue isn't always the easiest path. It's often more inconvenient, it's more challenging, but it's the path that leads to genuine growth. When you choose integrity, you choose to build a life that is meaningful, not just on the surface, but in the core of who you are. And that core will never fail you. It's easy to get caught up in external validation, whether it's from success, admiration, or applause. But all of those things can be fleeting. The real power comes from being able to look at yourself in the mirror and know that you've acted according to your values. That's a type of confidence that can't be shaken. It's an internal strength that builds with every choice you make to be honest, to respect yourself, and to live with integrity. People who live with integrity don't need to convince others of their value. They simply are. It's not loud, it's not showy, but it's strong, and strength like that can't be ignored. When you start living in alignment with your deepest values, your whole life changes. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop hiding behind false facades or pretending to be someone you're not. You begin to show up fully, in all your truth, and that's when your presence becomes undeniable. People begin to respect you because they see something in you that is rare in today's world, a person who doesn't bend or break under pressure, a person who stands firm in their truth. When your inner world is in order, it becomes impossible for your outer world to remain out of balance. You're no longer reacting to the world. You're moving through it with intention, purpose, and strength. So start small. Begin by living with integrity in the little things. Keep your promises, even when no one is watching. Choose honesty over comfort. Practice doing the right thing, even when it's inconvenient. Over time, these small acts will compound into something much bigger. Your life will begin to reflect the integrity you carry inside, and your presence will speak for itself. People will be drawn to you, not because of what you say, but because of who you are. In a world full of noise, distractions, and manipulation, living with virtue will make you stand out, not because you're trying to be different, but because you've chosen to be real. And that, my friend, is what true strength looks like. Living with integrity isn't always easy, but it's the only path that leads to real, lasting strength. When you choose virtue, you choose to become the person you're meant to be, someone who doesn't bend, doesn't break, and stands firm in their truth. That kind of strength is undeniable, and it's what commands respect without ever needing to ask for it. Remember, the quietest person in the room often has the most power because they're grounded in who they are. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. If you're ready to continue your journey of growth, check out one of the videos on your screen now. Keep building that inner strength, and I'll see you in the next one.